Hello, and welcome back to another episode of HBO Max. I'm Makenna. Joining me as always is Brandon. Hi, Brandon. How are you today?
Doing pretty good, Makenna.
I'm glad
Pretty
to
good.
hear it. There are sports things happening. There are other
Things getting heated, yeah, in the
things are
sports
getting
world.
heated. Let me tell
March
you what.
Madness.
March Madness is happening. The madness of March, midway through March and into April, which I have never understood. We just start at the beginning of March. I don't. It's seasons. I get it. The seasons don't line up right, but hear me out. Don't call it March Madness if you're going into April. That's just
I agree. I agree.
There we go. The NFL football thing is happening.
Free agency just opened up today.
Which is wild.
Yeah, there was the legal tampering period is over. Now we're officially in free agency. The World Baseball Classic is going on.
Yes.
The Premier League McKenna, Chelsea's kind of getting things back together, huh?
We're on a 3-win streak. Yay!
Kai Havertz finally getting back into shape.
Finally doing it. He scored the
At
penalty.
first, I thought his thing was going to be that he was going to be really good in non-Premier League competition because he went over and scored like 2 goals in the Champions League.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so because he was great in the World Cup. It's like, apparently he's really good as long as he's not in the Premier League. But no, he came back. He scored a goal in the Premier League last week. Yeah. Woo! Chelsea getting it back together.
Chelsea's getting it back together. And we play, I can't read my writing from all the way over there. Hold on. We play Everton this weekend. I don't want to jinx anything, but it should be a dub because Everton are going to be relegated.
Not very good.
Nah, they're shit, and I think it'd be really funny if they got relegated because they've never been relegated before, and a historical moment. Instead of the Big Six, it's now going to be the Big Five now.
I feel like Everton hasn't been like a relevant club in a very long time.
No, I feel like that too. Like the only reason that I knew about them was because Jordan Pickford played for them. And he's not very good in league play. Like I remember he was like great at the Euros, and I'm like, wow, I'm gonna make sure I follow what Jordan Pickford does and watch what he's doing over at Everton. Season starts and Everton almost gets relegated. And they're almost going to get relegated this year.
The only thing I've ever really known about Everton was that Tim Howard played there.
Yes.
The American hero.
Right. Of course.
Yeah. I knew there were a lot of Americans who picked Everton to be their team based entirely that Tim Howard played there. And he was like the American in the Premier League for a long time.
Yes. And now, I mean, there's many Americans, but is Christian Pulisic like the American now? Has he taken over?
I would say Adams really does have potential because to become like the superstar of American soccer, but he's not there yet.
Yeah.
He needs that because Pulisic's done big things on like he's one of the reasons Chelsea won the Champions League.
Right.
Like, he played extremely well in that Champions League run. He's won like quite a few trophies with them. Leeds not really done anything yet.
No, and they're not doing too high.
Tyler Adams' performance is based entirely on his performance for Team USA.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, I imagine like if Pepe goes over to the Premier League, or like we have a lot of like really young guys who could potentially be like huge stars. Mm-hmm. But right now, yeah, it's Pulley.
I just remembered that Weston McKennie is over at Leeds now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he went over there in the transfer window, right?
Yeah. Has he done a lot since then? Because I feel like I haven't heard
No, because he wasn't in the Premier League before this, right? He was playing in a different league, and he just got moved over there.
Yeah, because I think he played for, Juventus, so he was down in Italy.
Yeah.
I forget what their thing is called. Serie 1? I don't know.
Serie A?
Serie A. There we go. And I remember seeing things on Twitter of him doing the thing, kicking the goals, but I haven't heard.
I think he's a good player. I don't know if he can actually be a Premier League caliber midfielder.
Right.
I don't know if that's possible for him, but he's good. He's good on the national team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's definitely good for us to have. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just really happy Then we aren't losing.
Yep.
Chelsea isn't losing.
It's quite nice.
So it's all, what more can you ask for? And we got an international break coming up next week. Because I think, we play for CONCACAF, right? We do CONCACAF stuff next week?
Yeah, and then this year we're in the what do you call it? Because it's being hosted in the U.S., right?
Oh, right, yes.
What do you call it?
I can't remember what it's called. That one thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Because normally we're only playing in the Gold Cup, but this
Yeah.
year we have like a much bigger tournament to play in.
Because that's the one that's being hosted by like Canada, Mexico, and us. Okay. Yeah. Huh. Oh wow. Maybe
Copa America.
Copa America. Yeah. Maybe we'll win. Who knows?
Maybe. Who knows?
Who knows? When is
we get
that?
a new coach. We start to mesh.
That'd be nice.
I'm not sure when the Copa America is.
Do you think now that Jesse Marsh is out, Marsh?
Is it this year? Or is it? I would. I don't know. I think that there is 2024 is the one that is going to be in the U.S. that we get to play in. But I mean Jesse Marsh, I don't totally know what his abilities as like a coach are.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I don't want Berhalter back. I'm not that much interested in any of these other coaches. If we're not going to be able to get a non-American to coach the team, I think Jesse Marsh is probably the best option.
Right. Yeah, and he already has relationships with a good chunk
Weston
of
McKinney a little bit.
Players,
Tyler Adams.
Aronson,
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
he has a system that can sort of
we can win it all.
Work around those guys.
Boom, boom, boom. Trophies. That's how it works.
Yeah. Trophies. Absolutely.
Hear me out. Let us coach.
You want us to coach the U.S. men's national team? Let us
coach the men's national team. It'll be like a Ted Lasso beard situation.
Okay.
You, of course, are Ted Lasso because you have the mustache.
Yeah.
And I'm your silent.
I do not understand much about soccer strategy.
I have no idea how strategy works in soccer.
I tried to read a book about it, inverting the pyramid or whatever. Couldn't understand it.
No, I
don't like because like they when they explain their formations, they just say a bunch of numbers, and I don't know which order I'm putting the numbers in.
I know. Do I go up or down? Like I don't know. Where the defend? I don't know.
I don't understand like what the merits of the various different.
I don't know. Go zone. I'll implement basketball plays. No.
We can come up with an American football strategy.
Yeah, exactly. That's how we get them. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We just trick them out.
A lot of pre-snap motion.
Yeah. No one will know because no one else plays American football.
Exactly.
Except us, because we're American.
We'll run 13 personnel. It'll be great.
Yeah. Nothing could go wrong. And that's how we win. We cement ourselves. And, oh my God, it is just like Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Oh my God, where's our Apple TV Plus show?
Well, Ted Lasso is almost about to wrap up, so we can take over once Ted Lasso finishes.
I'm very excited for Ted Lasso. I wanted to do a rewatch of the first 2 seasons, and I might do that this weekend, but I'm
pretty short seasons.
Yeah. So I think I can get through them. I'll just watch them this weekend, and then top it off with the new episode. I'm excited. I'm hyped. I've heard it's good.
Woo. Oh yeah, I'm excited.
I'm really excited. But you know what I'm also really excited about?
What's that?
I'm excited about The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, which is what we watched this week. As we continue Lord of the Rings month, and I realize we only have one more movie after this, and I'm really sad about it. I wanna see more adventures. I forgot how much I liked fantasy. I always forget how much I like fantasy until I read or watch something fantasy related. I'm like, that's right. I like this stuff. This is good stuff right here.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's a good time. I almost bought. I went to a bookstore last week, a used bookstore, It was 33% off fantasy and sci-fi. I almost bought the trilogy because they had it. But I was like, no, I'm going to read The Hobbit first and then see what happens. And then I'll probably go back and buy them.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah. I'll go right into facts and figures, I suppose. And we can give our thoughts. I got a lot of notes. The light green are my thoughts and feelings and questions. I've been writing a lot of notes. This was last week's notes. I've been writing a lot of filling pages, dog. Like, I haven't taken that many notes since Harry Potter. Let me tell you what.
Wow.
I know. And this doesn't even include gripes because I don't have,
But yeah, that was the thing about like when you were taking notes for Harry Potter is because you were taking like detailed notes about like, oh, in the books this happens and this happens. There was a lot of, I mean, you weren't just like going to the IMDb and you know copying down the the facts and the figures.
Right. These are my personal gripes that I have held in my heart for so long that I've been able to have out in the open, and we ripped it to shreds and it felt great. So The Two Towers was released December 18th, 2002. Oh my gosh, I just realized that's a year and a day from Fellowship of the Ring. Wow, that's wild. I was going to see when Return of the King comes out, but I didn't want to spoil myself on the Wikipedia page yet. The budget was $94 million, box office of $947.9 million. It was the highest grossing film of 2002, and it peaked at number 3 of all time. Highest grossing of all time. It was nominated for six Oscars. Whoa. My brain lagged there for a second. 6 Oscars, including Best Picture. It won for Best Sound Editing and Best Visual Effects. The extras in the Battle of Helm's Deep got free t-shirts that say, "I survived Helm's Deep because the filming was so long and grueling. It was 20 hours of footage over a 4-month period with a rain machine." It sounded like it sucked, but they got a free t-shirt out of it. I'm gonna mess up the pronunciation. What are, in the Battle of Helm's Deep, who are they fighting? How do you pronounce that?
The Uruk-hai?
Yes, them. Their battle chants was 25,000 cricket fans being led by Peter Jackson in a stadium. That's how they got the battle cries that they yell, which was very fun. Treebeard took anywhere from 28 to 48 hours per frame to render. And, of course, I would be remiss if I did not include this fact. Viggo Mortensen,
You had it right the first time.
Mortensen, really?
Yeah, Viggo Mortensen.
Broke 2 toes when kicking the steel helmet, and those were real pains, screams of agony. I was really, because I didn't know which movie that was going to come up in, and then I saw the first frame, and I was like, oh my god! I watched it a couple of times, like, oh my god, I know the context now. Yep.
Breaks his toe.
Very tragic, but he's great. He's a fighter. He acted through.
Oh yeah, he's amazing.
He's great. I want to beat him. He's lovely.
He's in a lot of David Cronenberg movies.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Most of the less creepy ones, he's not he's done a couple ones, but he did Crimes of the Future recently, which is weird body horror stuff. Mm. But he's in A History of Violence, which that movie's awesome. And a few other ones that are just not gross out movies or anything.
Oh, that's good. Maybe I'll check those out.
History of Violence fucking rules.
That's awesome. That sounds great. Sounds like, I was gonna say a fun time, but it doesn't sound. It sounds like a violent time.
Yeah, no, it definitely is that.
I've got time to Two Towers. 19 minutes and 51 seconds.
Is it when Saruman is talking
He
about
says two
the two
towers.
towers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I do have a question. What are the two towers, and what specifically are? So is it the one where Sauron is, and then the one where Saruman is?
Yeah. So an interesting thing about the book is that the book never actually says what the two towers are.
Oh. Okay.
And so there were different like theories about what the two towers were, and the movie uses Isengard, which is Saruman's tower, and Barad-dûr, which is Sauron's tower with the eye on it. And those are the two towers. But I think like some people have speculated about potentially Gondor being one of the towers, because remember it was written not as it was all one book, so the two towers had like a different connotation. It was believed like in the one volume text or whatever. And like maybe Helm's Deep was one of the towers. People didn't know for a long time, but the movie's like, these are the two towers. Okay?
These are the two towers. I always thought they were going to be right next to each other, like neighboring two towers, but they're not close to each other.
No, it's like these two towers are partnering up.
They're just two towers.
These are the two towers you have to defeat, and they only defeat one of the towers in this movie.
The trees.
Yep, the trees.
Trees.
When that one tree like knocks down the dam and he gets his hair lit on fire and shit.
That was cool.
Yeah, man, I love that part.
I wish we had like fun tree friends.
That'd be pretty sweet.
That would be pretty sweet. Like, I just want to, like, go on adventures. Like, Merry and Pippin, they were just, like, walking around with this, or they were being, like, carried by this little tree guy. Or, not little, tall tree guy. That'd be so much fun. Don't they do that in Jurassic Park? Not with trees, but, like, with dinosaurs. Don't they, like... Right?
There's that part in Jurassic Park where they're hiding in the trees.
Oh, maybe
and
that's what I'm
then the one big old dinosaurs come and eat off the trees and stuff.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Yeah, I just want to go hang out with some tree guys, see what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
I want to, like, learn the tree language and attend their meetings.
The Ents are dope.
The Ents
I like the Ents.
I enjoy them as well. I like them a lot. They seem cool. I got a gripe, actually. I do have actually a gripe with this.
Oh, interesting. What?
Everyone's got to learn better hygiene. A lot of their teeth aren't looking too hot. And I think it's very smelly, just with everyone in general. Oh. Do they shower? I don't know if they shower. Do they have soap?
Yeah, I know. I would say that you would like this is like you would bathe like once a month or whatever, right back in the olden days.
God, it must have been so stinky back in the olden days. Like,
oh yeah.
No, I'm out, dog. Maybe I just got a sensitive nose, but like. And because like some like the orcs and whatnot, they're like smiling. They got like,
yeah, they're all messed up. There's the funny stories about like the like when Europeans first came here and like met the indigenous people, like what like everything that like the indigenous people have like written about like meeting them for the first time. We're just like, these people fucking smell.
No, not that. Like, I get gross if I don't, like, shower for the day. Or, like, I don't wash my hands immediately after I get home. Like, I don't know. I don't know. But I just weird about germs. But no. Stink? No. No. I'm out. No.
Yeah. No, I agree.
No. And that just that hit me during this movie. I was like, that must reek. Like.
Oh, yeah. Real bad.
Real bad. I like Gollum in this movie.
Yeah.
He's just a funny little dude. He's just hanging out. He's so like
when they wrap the rope around his neck, he starts screaming. It's great.
So like Gollum.
Yep.
Is he? I was confused. Like, okay, so it's Smeagol and Gollum.
Yep.
So like they're two.
You're gonna get almost an entire history of Gollum in the next movie.
Okay.
You're gonna get like you're gonna learn everything about Gollum next movie.
Oh, I can't wait. Okay. I guess then my question pertains to this one. So, like, is he being truly faithful to Frodo, or is it like Gollum being like, guys?
In this movie, he is.
He is.
Yeah.
Is his word bounded by the ring? Like, if he breaks his word, like, something bad happened? Okay. I wasn't sure. He was just hanging out. Because I thought he was evil the entire time. I'm evil, whatever. But, like, Smeagol seemed pretty cool.
He, like... So it's complicated, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's got like the multiple personalities thing going on, and what that is the other part is the ring.
Oh, I see. Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I guess I'll okay.
Yeah, and like it's not gonna get into like everything, but we'll talk about it next week. And
okay.
We'll get into it. We can get through all the questions.
We'll have Gollum talk next week.
Yeah.
Gollum Gab. No. I'll come up with a better title next week about our Gollum segment for the 1 week.
Gollum about Gollum.
Oh, that's good. This is why you come up with the names. Oh my god. Speaking of that, fun fact, first tangent. It's been a year since the concept of HBO Max happened.
Really?
Yes, because I had a Snapchat memory of Tom Bergeron pop up in my Snapchat memories for some reason. I was like, that's because
yeah, that was part of Matt Batson's pitch to get HBO Max. Was he's gonna hook us up with Tom Bergeron.
Tom Bergeron, which I think was like the night after the initial joke happened.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's been a year.
Wow.
Or no, 2 years. It's been 2 years.
How many years? Wow.
Yeah, 2 years.
That's so crazy.
It is crazy. That's wild. Our fake podcast is here.
Yep.
We're still doing it.
Yep.
Our made on an offhand comment podcast.
Yeah, and people gotta get ready for Phase 3 of HBO Max is coming soon in about like a month's time, so get ready for that.
Watch out. It's wild.
Phase 3.
Phase 3. Who would have thought we'd have 3 phases?
Three phases.
We're pretty much like Marvel.
Yeah, no, that's the way I see it.
Yeah. We got oh my god, and it's been a year since Greg was on. Because that was
really? Yeah.
The 11th of March.
That's
hitting
crazy.
A lot of year-versaries, 2 year. It doesn't exceed 2 years.
So I had an idea.
Okay.
So we're doing another press conference the way we started off the podcast. You know, we did the original press conference announcing HBO. We didn't do a press conference for Phase 2, but we're doing one for Phase 3. And so you're familiar with Kevin Feige, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Do you think we could get Matt Batson to dress up like Kevin Feige with like the T-shirt with like the cheap suit jacket over top and then like a baseball cap?
Yes, I think we absolutely could. I bet you if I called Matt Batson right now, he would already be setting up. Like he'd have his suit jacket halfway on. Yes.
Okay. We'll have to write something for him in the press conference. Mm-hmm. There's gonna be some huge surprises in the press conference. Mm-hmm. Like this is actually like we have like some really cool stuff to announce.
We do.
So, yeah,
it's very exciting.
Yeah.
I combined very and really into one word right there. I don't know what I said, but it was a combination of the two, and that's how exciting it's going to be. You're going to be combining words all over the place. Watch out, world. This is how we get to space. I was gonna say world domination.
This is how we get to space.
This is how we get to space. It's gonna be great. Space is cool. Sorry, I was thinking about space. But yeah, we got Phase 3. Count them, 3 phases. Mm-hmm. Like the moon, like space. Oh, it'll come back around. Oh my god, Carl Urban's in this.
Yeah, he is.
So cool. He's got a horse and he's got long flowy hair. I didn't recognize him at first, because I only know him from The Boys, and he has a very
Oh yeah, this
different
is
accent.
super.
It's like
This is
180.
super early for Carl Urban.
So cool.
Yeah, he's one of the writers of Rohan.
Yeah.
Um, Aylmer, is that how you pronounce his name? Aylmer.
Maybe
He's awesome in this.
he's cool. So is he the nephew of Theoden?
Yes.
Okay.
He's Eowyn's brother,
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think, right?
I think so. I need I
Sounds right.
needed a family tree or something. I was kind of confused, but it's okay.
Yeah, I'm
They're all related.
pretty sure because he's not Theoden's son.
Right.
Um, okay, yeah. He is um he is the son of Theoden's sister.
The son of the.
So the
Okay.
not Eowyn's. No, yeah, no, I got that. I've got that right.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. He's Eowyn's brother.
Aewen's bro. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It all makes sense. Okay. Everything's coming together. Oh, why? Swarm Tongue's there. He's hanging out. He's cursing
Yeah.
the king. Was he like placed there to curse the king? Like, why is he there initially?
So he is like, I believe he's like originally not like there as a bad guy.
Oh.
Like I think he's like part of like I don't know if he's sent there and somehow like worms his way into being, but he's one of Theoden's um advisors, who I think he's an advisor before he betrays them to Saruman, but I'm not totally sure. I'm not sure the book's conclusive on that either.
Interesting. Why does Saruman switch sides?
Okay. This is another thing where I talk about it a lot. Here's the plot point, completely not explained in the movies whatsoever. So it's a couple of reasons. So where how do I start this off? Okay, so he is the White Wizard, right?
Mm-hmm.
The job of the White Wizard is that he is supposed to be the one leading the fight against Sauron. He chose to come to Middle Earth to fight Sauron, right? As like because he's like related isn't the right word, but he's like partially related to Sauron, right? And so he shows up, he's trying to fight Sauron and whatnot. And so part of what it is that he's been tempted by the ring. So he's not actually like the movie portrays it as he's like joining up with Sauron, right? In the book, it's more of that he is trying to get the ring so that he can use it to defeat Sauron, which 100% isn't going to work. It's a dumb plan, but he's being possessed by the ring. The other part of it is that he's jealous of Gandalf because even though Saruman is the one who's supposed to be like leading the fight against Sauron, when like Galadriel and Elrond form the White Council, they elect Gandalf to be the leader of the White Council when they go fight the Necromancer, and he's the one who like unfolds the plot of like finds the ring and all that stuff, even though Saruman thinks that he's just like going around. Like he doesn't like that Gandalf is like going around that he smokes, all the weed and all that stuff, and it's just like he gets to go around having a good time while Saruman's like constantly working to fight Sauron and stuff. And so it's like a combination of those things. He decides that like, okay, I'm gonna get the ring. I'm gonna use it to defeat Sauron. And yeah, that's not gonna happen.
So Gandalf comes back. It's Gandalf the White. Is he
Yes.
also a white wizard like Saruman now? Like, is he?
Yes. Okay. So the reason Gandalf comes back is the White Wizard.
Yes, I
Right.
have Gandalf note. Yes.
So again, so McKenna, can just based off your impressions of what happened in this movie, why does Gandalf come back as the White Wizard? Why does he come back as Gandalf the White?
So I think maybe because he can't die because he's not technically a human. So when he goes through he falls with the kind of shitty graphics through in the beginning.
Yeah.
So where he falls is how you become
yeah, we're not getting anywhere close.
I have no
Okay.
idea.
So, okay, well, you got part of it.
I did.
Okay, so as we talked about, I think in the Hobbit. So Gandalf is like an angel, right?
Yes.
Who's been sent to Middle Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So all the wizards have jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Saruman is the White Wizard. He's supposed to be leading the Astari and leading the fight against Sauron. The Grey Wizard, Gandalf, is supposed to be rallying the people of Middle Earth, encouraging them and inspiring them in their fight against evil. Radagast, the Brown, is friends to birds and beasts. His job is to look after the animals of Middle Earth and also like get them to like work together and fight against. There's also a couple blue wizards who we literally know nothing about who like fucked off into the West like thousands of years ago.
No. I want to meet the
But
blue wizards.
basically, so Saruman is the one who decided to go on this quest to defeat Sauron. Radagast joins him. You don't meet Radagast in this, but Radagast is like he's sort of like kind of a fuck up, but he's awesome. I love him. Because he's going around hanging out with animals and shit. He's got like a sled that's pulled by squirrels. It's great.
Yo, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. Gandalf didn't want to come to Middle Earth. Gandalf was sent by Manwë as like, hey, you need to go, like, you're important to this. You need to go help out with this fight and stuff. Like, the people need you to go there and inspire them in this fight against evil and stuff. So he's reluctantly there doing all this stuff. When he gets sent, he dies and he gets sent back to the Undying Lands to hang out with, Eru Ilúvatar and Manwë and all that stuff again. They're like, yo, Saruman has betrayed us. He's like given up his position as the White Wizard, leading the fight. We need you to go down there. You need to take over the role of the White Wizard. You need to kick his ass. And so that's why when he comes back, he's a lot more like, yo, we're going to this place. We're going to fuck these people up. Like, that's why he's like way more like in charge of shit when he comes back.
Wow. Yeah, I would have gotten there. Interesting. So where does that leave Saruman then in terms of all of the hierarchy and whatnot with the other
I mean, I don't think we ever actually find out like what happens to, but like he probably gets locked up with Morgoth. I don't know.
Who's Morgoth?
Melkor, who's like the OG bad guy who Sauron works for. He changes his name to Melkor.
Okay.
Names are a big thing in Lord of the Rings because a lot of it's inspired by Catholicism and stuff, and name changes are a big part of Catholicism. If you go through a big thing in your life in like Catholic dogma and stuff, like you get a different name. Like all the apostles, they take different names when they join Jesus and stuff. So when Melkor becomes like the evil Dark Lord, he changes his name to Morgoth.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's why like Treebeard won't tell them what his name is. He just goes by Treebeard because like names have like a power, and if you know something's true name, then you know its true nature, and it's all this stuff.
Oh wow. I kind of wish I would have read these in high school then, with all the Catholic crossovers, because I don't remember a lot of stuff from Catholicism. I feel like that
it's not like direct things.
Right,
It's
yeah.
more like vibes, right?
Vibes, Catholic vibes.
Yeah.
Familiar with the vibes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool though. So, you ever seen the Lego Movie?
Yeah.
Is the Morgan? Oh no, he's God. Never mind. Forget it.
The wizard in that's Gandalf, right?
Is he Gandalf?
Yeah.
He's got the lollipop stick and everything.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's Gandalf.
That's a good movie. He's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure this is Gandalf. Yeah.
Gandalf? Cool. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like Morgan Freeman as Gandalf. That is a good movie. Did you see Lego Movie 2?
Mm.
No, I didn't either. I have no idea what it's about. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Anyway, so
he's played by Todd Hanson in the Lego Movie.
Oh, I thought he was Morgan Freeman. Does Morgan Freeman play someone?
Lego Movie, yes. Vitruvius?
Oh, I'm combining the two characters. Okay. I know now. Okay, Vitruvius is the one with the lollipop stick.
Yes.
Yes, not
Okay.
Gandalf.
Okay, I haven't seen this movie in a really long time.
I haven't either. I haven't seen it since it came out in 2014.
But yeah, there is a Gandalf in it.
There's Gandalf. Okay. Oh, that's great. I'm like trying to think of like all the things that probably have Lord of the Rings crossovers that like I need to like rewatch to like I'm gonna get it. Like I'm gonna know what's up. And I got all the.
Huh.
I don't know how many there are.
I'm not sure either.
Cause like, I don't know. I want to go back. I'll probably watch Kind of Funny in review because they did Lord of the Rings, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go back and watch that. Now I know things.
Oh yeah.
I still have more notes. Nah, that wasn't me trying to segue to the end. Aragorn looks damn good for 87.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
I told you he's old as shit.
He's old as shit. And he makes 87 look good. Let me tell you what.
It's great when everyone's talking to him and she's like, he said that like you like went to battle with my dad. That can't be true. And he's like, wow, I'm surprised he remembers that. He was really young at the time.
She's like going by decade, but like, surely you can't be 70. That's great. I didn't realize how funny, how much humor was in.
Oh yeah.
So far,
they use like Gimli.
Yes.
For a lot of the and then obviously Merry and Pippin, they're super funny.
Right. Oh yeah.
But like when they're like riding to Helm's Deep and Gimli's talking about the dwarf women, like that's like the funniest part of this movie series.
We see Merry and Pippin grow taller.
Yep.
This is so exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they get the Ent drought and they drink it and it makes them taller.
It makes them taller. I'm so happy for them. Oh my god. Okay, I gotta tell you about when I figured out the wig interview. Cause I was going through, was that last night? I couldn't sleep last night. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna go, I haven't gone through the Wikipedia pages of everyone in Lord of the Rings yet. Cause that's usually the rite of passage I do with movies. And I got to, the actor who plays Mary. Like Dominic something.
Dominic Monaghan?
Yeah. And I was like, his Wikipedia picture, that looks really familiar for some reason. And then I'm scrolling down and it hits, I swear, I ran right into a brick wall. I was like, oh my god, that's the dude from the interview. So of course,
Yep.
and then I texted you freaking out, and I read a whole article about it, and I watched the interview. It's a good interview. Let me tell you what.
Yeah, it was done as it's an Easter egg on the DVD for Return of the King. That if you okay, so this is how you find this Easter egg on this DVD because it's a legit Easter egg. It's buried in the DVD.
Oh, that's cool.
You can find it by going to select a scene and then going to scenes 33 to 36 and selecting 36. Hit down on your remote and select the one ring appendix next to the words "new scene." And that is where this interview is buried in the DVD.
Wow.
It's a meme now. It's so funny. But yeah, Dominic Monaghan pretending to be a German TV personality interviewing Elijah Wood, and it's so
good.
The dolphin is dead, Mr. Woods. Died in a car accident.
I don't know why I thought that was a real interview up until last night. Like, I thought that was a legit interview that he was. I love Elijah Wood. He's. God bless him.
When will you wear wigs?
I like that's the moment that breaks him. Like, there's a beat and then the break. And then you can see him at the end, like, realize, like, oh, this is what I'm gonna rewatch this tonight.
It's so funny. It's so good.
I got questions.
Why
are we burning down villages and killing all the men? Like,
because then you can't, like, form an army, right? If you kill all the men. That makes
sense. That makes sense. Whenever I take over a kingdom and start to form an army, I'll make sure that's in my battle plan.
That's what you gotta do. Nobody can come up against you.
That makes sense. Oh, we already answered that one. Is it always so orange and red around Mordor and Mount Doom, or is that because Sauron is becoming powerful again? Like, it's always looking.
They basically, like, destroyed the area of Mordor and like created Mount Doom in there and stuff. Mm-hmm. And so Mount Doom, like, Mordor has this, like, constant like remember when Boromir's talking about it in the last movie where he's like it's like there's ash in the air all the time. It's like poisonous there and stuff. It's like it's part of that, like, overall theme about, like, industrialization, like, destroying the world and stuff, and, like, leaving these permanent scars on the world. Like, are you familiar with The Wasteland?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's that kind of a deal. That, like, like the people sort of, like, leave an impression on the world of like evil people, like, pollute, like, the actual, like, physical world around them.
Oh. Okay. It's a metaphor.
Who wrote that? Who? T.S. Eliot? Yeah. T.S. Eliot, The Wasteland. Yeah, that's his deal.
Yeah, because I was watching that, like, especially that shot at the end where it's,
in the end where they're walking up and it just, like, pans up and you're like, oh,
this is
not good there.
Good. It's like when, I don't know how, like, if you were to pan from, like, are we in the overworld? Whatever world we're in, and then it, like, pans down to hell, except it panned up, and I was like, whoa! I was not expecting that. Yeah,
Mordor's a bad place.
Mordor does not look like fun.
Yeah.
I don't know how Frodo and Sam are going to survive. Like, I don't know who all is going... Like, I'm very scared for the end of this movie. Surely someone's going to die, right? Like, I'm so scared for the end of this movie. Because it's just going to be sad, I'm sure. It's going to be dark. A
little bit.
There's going to be spiders.
Yep.
How, so, like, How far into the movie are the spiders?
It's so it's hard to pin down because I don't watch these broken up, right? Like normally I'm watching them like all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult because this is one of my gripes. We're gonna get into a little bit of gripes here, McKenna. This movie cuts off super early in the book.
Really?
Yeah, like the entire first act of the next movie happens in the Two Towers in the books.
Oh, interesting.
So like all the stuff with the spiders and stuff happens in the Two Towers.
Okay.
So I think it happens like in the first act of the next movie.
Okay.
But I can't totally be sure because they blend stuff up super weird in these movies. Because in the books, it's told like it's like I said, like each of the books contains like 2 books, right?
Right.
And so the way Two Towers works is it's the first book of Two Towers is the story of Aragon and Gimli and like them doing all the stuff with the Riders of Rohan, and then I think some of the Merry and Pippin stuff is written in there too. And then you don't get to the Frodo and Sam stuff until the second book.
Oh.
And then it's all Frodo and Sam stuff from there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
So the timelines get blended up super weird, and like it makes everything kind of hard to remember.
Wow. That's so. What has the time do you know off the top of your head like how much time has elapsed from when Frodo left the Shire to now?
It's probably been a few months, maybe up to 6 months, I think. Because I think the next movie is a much shorter period of time.
Mm-hmm. Right. I imagine everything happens fast once Mordor. I'm so scared. Like, it's not gonna be hope and happiness and rainbows. It's gonna be orange skies and blackness. And
yeah, it's not. It's one of the reasons why of these 3, I think Fellowship tends to be my favorite. Is that it's got more of like we're hanging out with the elves in the woods, and we're doing like you get to see like all the cool like we're hiking up these mountains and we're doing all this stuff, and Gandalf fights a big demon. Like there's a bunch of cool shit. And then like this movie's also like really good because you get like Gandalf the White in it and stuff, which is awesome. You meet Shadowfax, the Lord of Horses, and the trees and all that stuff. And then like you get to the third one, and it's like it's much. It's
all coming to a head.
It's not well. Actually, there's some really dope shit that happens in the next one. Like I love like the amount of like how like out of its mind high fantasy these books are. like that like magic is something that like completely doesn't need an explanation. All Gandalf just fucking does magic whenever, and it's like he'll just like whistle really loud and a magic horse shows up.
So cool. I want to be
like a horse that is like hundreds of years old and is the fastest horse in history.
It's so cool. It's so cool. Yeah. It's a beautiful horse. I love the horses in this movie. I'm glad the horses are around. Because it doesn't look like there's much other livestock that's about. I don't know. Well, I guess there's chicken because they get a chicken at the end. Well, it's a dead chicken. With Merry and Pippin when they're in the water and they find all the food. There's just a chicken floating in the water. So there's gotta be those.
Yeah, they just find that big. It's like a turkey just floating in the fucking water.
I wanna have as much joy as they have when they find Saruman's food. Like they got the weed.
So this is another great thing that they don't really point out in the movies why it's significant, but they find Saruman's stash of weed, his pipe weed from the Shire, because Saruman's been giving Gandalf shit this entire time because he smokes the pipe weed and stuff. And
Oh my
he mentions
God.
in the last movie where he's like, the Hobbit's pipe weed's been clouding your mind or whatever. And it's
Yes.
like Saruman's secretly been smoking the weed the whole time. He's just embarrassed because he's a fucking like goody two shoes like dickhead.
Oh my gosh. I did make that connection. Damn, what an asshole. But Merry and Pippin get to smoke it all now. One
Yep.
barrel for each of them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's delightful. I'm happy for them. I love Merry and Pippin. Like, they're great. I think they are a couple of my favorite characters.
They get so much to do in the next. Like they just keep getting cool shit to do.
I'm so excited
Awesome.
for them. Are they? No, they have different last names. Never mind. Are they related in any way, or
they're cousins?
They're cousins. They're cousins.
Yeah.
Are they related to Frodo then, or are they just friends?
Merry is related to Frodo. Pippin technically isn't.
Oh, I see. Okay. A family tree.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh. So then, is Merry then? I guess he's also related to Bilbo then, right?
No. So I believe it's that Frodo's either dad or mother was a brandy buck, and they married into the Bagginses.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. I mean,
yeah, that makes sense.
I don't have the Hobbit family trees memorized. I'm not one of those people, okay? But I think that this is what I remember it being.
I'm imagining at the end of the next movie, and maybe I'm just giving myself a little bit too much hope for something happy to happen at the end. Like, this is how I imagine the last movie ending, okay?
Okay.
He destroys the ring.
Okay.
Aragorn is king. Legolas, I don't know what everyone else is doing, but the Shire is back, baby. It's green. There's food. Sam is happy. Sam gets together with that girl. I don't remember.
Rosie?
Yes, they get together. They have little Hobbit children. Well, I know he does have a child because I accidentally spoiled myself on his Wikipedia page. Because it says his daughter played his child in the movie. So I know he at least has a child. I don't know with who. I'm going to assume... Oh, I dropped my notebook. Oh, my page fell out. I'm going to assume it's that girl. Rosie?
It would be weird to introduce exactly. a female love interest for him and it not be her at the end.
But you know what series did that? Freaking Harry Potter. Because Neville doesn't marry Luna, he marries freaking Hannah Abbott. Anyway, so, and Frodo's living life. He did the ring thing. His mind. It's like the end of Harry Potter, where it's like his mind, the scar hasn't hurt him for 19 years or whatever. And it's like he hasn't thought, the ring hasn't possessed him. He hasn't had those weird visions of Sauron in X amount of years. And Frodo's living life big. I just really want happy endings for everyone. Everyone's alive. Everyone's happy. Well, Saruman's dead, of course.
You got some of it right, Makenna. You got some of it wrong. We'll find out which is which.
I'm so scared. I know I'm gonna cry. Like, with one-off movies, like, I usually cry. But, like, with series, you get attached to people. It usually rips hearts out. I'm scared.
The next movie is an epic. It is long. It is famous that it ends like 6 times.
Oh, great. Oh, I cannot wait. Oh my god. Okay, so today at work, we were at lunch, and a few of my coworkers were annoying someone else because he was like trying to figure out a movie with I think Tom Cruise, but they were saying like other movies with Tom Cruise. Like, oh no,
were they talking about The Mummy? Are they talking about the Dark Universe?
I wish if they were talking about the Dark Universe, I would have gone off. But Sean Astin came up, and my coworker was like, "Oh, and he's a Hobbit, and he's Frodo or someone." And I was like, "Oh, he's Sam!" It's the first time I talked all of lunch today. And everyone was like, "Oh," now they're like asking me Lord of the Rings questions as if I know everything about them. Which luckily they were easy, so I could figure it out. They're like, "Oh, what year did it come out?" I was like, "Oh, 2001." Like da 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 da. And talking about how like when it came out, there was a group of them that like went to the theater across the street or wherever the theater is and like watched Lord of the Rings, even though it was like in the middle of the workday and it was like 3 hours or whatever. It was really exciting for me. I was like, wow, look at that.
Oh, because like I remember my dad taking me to see them in theaters. Like I was like young as shit when these came out.
Yeah, I'm like the youngest in the office, so it was. Yeah, man. I know what's going on in this conversation. I can keep up. I know what's happening. And then they started talking about shaving their beards, and I was like, never mind. I can't participate in this conversation anymore. I even told one of them, I was like, I was good with the movies. I'm out now. But it was really exciting for me. So maybe we'll talk more about Lord of the Rings at lunch next week. Who knows?
I bet in a year's time you're going to know a whole lot about Lord of the Rings.
I feel like I will. I feel like I'm going to have books. I'm going to have all the books. I'm going to have... The obsessive personality is going to take over, and my next victim is Lord of the Rings. It was MASH for a while. It might still be MASH. But Lord of the Rings is gonna.
There's a lot more to learn about Lord of the Rings than there is MASH.
There's a lot more I can get my little hands on than MASH. What other thoughts do you have about this movie? Do you have any more gripes? Any more things you love?
My main gripe for this one is just that they tell the story super out of order. Mm-hmm. It's mostly fine. Mm-hmm. It's dope. It's a dope movie. There's so much cool stuff in it. Like I'm trying to think if there's anything in here that we haven't talked about yet that's super awesome. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously the Battle of Helm's Deep is epic and so awesome, cool. And there's so much cool shit going on. Mm-hmm. Of course, the callback from the first movie where Gimli tells Aragorn to throw him.
Yes.
After previously in the Mines of Moria, he said nobody tosses a dwarf, and now and then before don't tell the elf.
Don't tell the elf. He Aragorn looks at me. He's like rushing through his explanation as to why. So. That was great. Seeing him go through the air.
I would say one small gripe I have is Legolas riding a skateboard down the stairs, shooting his arrows. I don't think that's necessary for the movie. I think it makes it a bit cartoony, and it's not. It doesn't need to be there.
There's a line in that Lord of the Rings in 99 Seconds where it's like, Legolas surfs on a shield to defense, and I was like, I'm waiting, I'm gonna see what this is, and it happened. I was like,
yep,
there he goes.
Yep.
Down the stairs.
Of course, they're taking the hobbits to Isengard. Were you familiar with that meme, McKenna?
No.
Okay, I'm going to show you this after we wrap the episode off. But there's a song from like my childhood, a YouTube video. They're taking the hobbits to Isengard. Oh, of course, potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Amazing.
The way the Frodo and Sam stuff in this is really, really good. Mm-hmm. You get way more of like, because they're on their own now, and so that the relationship they have of like like I think Galadriel says it in this movie where she's like Frodo is like expecting he's going to die. Like
Mhm.
he's pretty sure he's not coming back. But like the entire time Sam is still just like he thinks this is gonna be like they're going there and they're coming back. Like it's not in his mind at all. And
Oh.
it's yeah, it's the Frodo and Sam relationship. I love
Mhm.
it. And when they're talking at the end, like when they're walking through the forest, talking about like stories,
Mhm.
and it's so nice.
It's
I love it.
it's I just love Sean Astin in general.
He's a great actor. He's
I
awesome.
wanna he seems like someone who would give really good hugs. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, he does.
Yeah. I of course know him as Rudy. That's the only
Rudy.
thing I've seen
Yeah.
him. Oh, that's like I saw him in Stranger Things, but
Goonies. You seen
I
Goonies?
haven't seen Goonies.
Oh, you gotta watch
I
Goonies.
would like to see Goonies.
Yeah, you gotta watch
That
Goonies.
sounds that seems they that one dude the one actor in that was in Family Ties. That's on my
Which
like
one?
hmm who the that's a good question. I
Let me look
can't
this
think
up.
of his name. Is there someone named like Jeff Cohen, the actor? Maybe not. That might not be it.
No, no,
Um,
not that I'm seeing. Is he like a main character or is it like a
yeah, is
side
there a kid
character?
named Chuck?
Chunk.
Chunk! I think him. Who's the actor that plays him?
I don't know what his name is actually. Oh, Jeffrey Cohen.
Jeff.
Yeah,
Oh, wow!
he's in Family Ties, huh?
Yeah, he was in two episodes. He played two different characters. He's in my favorite Family Ties episode, which is when I'm going to tell you about it. But it's in the
Okay.
third season when Elise is pregnant. She's not in the episode, but Steven goes to visit her because she's like with like family and like out of state or whatever. So Alex, Mallory, and Jennifer are left alone with the house. But it happens to be Leland University's homecoming game, and all of the hotels are booked up. So what does Alex do? He opens his house for as like a hotel, the
Yeah,
Keaton
good.
Inn, I think, and then
He invents Airbnb.
he invents Airbnb, but it goes overboard when Leland wins, and everyone comes to party at the house, and in that exact moment, Stephen Keaton decides to come home early, and he walks in, and there's a kangaroo in his living room. It's a fantastic episode. It's my favorite episode. It reminds me of the Drake and Josh Inn, that episode.
Okay,
of
yeah,
Drake
yeah,
Josh,
yeah, yeah.
except I don't think they get caught in Drake and Josh. I think they're able to clean everything up in time before they're caught. But anyway, it's a great episode. Both episodes are
Okay.
great shows of
Do they make Chunk do the truffle shuffle? You gotta watch Goonies. Learn about the truffle shuffle.
All right, yeah, I'll get back to you on that one after watching
Okay.
Goonies. Do you have any final thoughts on the Two Towers?
Faramir. I want to talk about Faramir real quick.
Oh, yes.
Fucking love Faramir.
Yes,
He's awesome.
I do too. He's great. I love him.
He succeeds where his brother failed. He's awesome. Yeah. And also one of my favorite, the Lord of the Rings meme page on Reddit. I don't know if they're still cranking out gold there, but for a long time, just every single day, great memes on there. One of my favorites is the a chance for Faramir, captain of Gondor, to show his quality.
That's amazing. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can look at Lord of the Rings memes now and know what they mean.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of good Lord of the Rings memes.
Whole new world has opened up for me. Amazing. Brandon, if people wanted to read these books, listen to these books, where can we help them out with that?
Yeah, they could go to audible.com/trial/HBO Max, and they could get a free trial of Audible, which would entitle them to one free book that they get to keep whether they renew their subscription or not. And yeah, if they wanted to do Lord of the Rings, they could hop in there. They could download the Lord of the Rings books read by Andy Serkis, who of course makes his appearance in this movie for the first time, playing Gollum. Does a fantastic. He's so good at playing Gollum. It's ridiculous. The conversations where Gollum's like talking to himself, it's crazy.
Oh, so good.
And if you think that's good, just imagine what it is when he's playing like every character, right? Doing all the conversations by himself. I bet it's fantastic. So yeah, just go to audible.com/trial/HBO Max. MAKS.
Yeah. Brandon, if people want to find you, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter. They can find me on TikTok. They can find me on Twitch. It's all the same name at Jose Ruckus.
Wow, that's very nice. I wish I had. Well, yeah, I wish I had a good name across all of my platforms. But you can follow me on Twitter at PotterFans212. You should follow the show. That's got the same handle at HBO Max HBO MAKS on Twitter. You can all your podcast platforms. I forgot the word for podcast for a second. You can go on YouTube, youtube.com/@HBO Max. You can like, you can subscribe, you can hit the bell, you can comment. Brandon, what should people comment this week?
They should comment. What should they comment?
The age-old question.
Let me know who has your favorite story in this. But is it Merry and Pippin who go off with Treebeard? Is it Frodo and Sam hanging out with Gollum? Is it the three dudes going to fight in the battle? Which one's your favorite?
Yes. I'm excited. I can't pick a favorite because I'm an indecisive person and I love them all. No, that's a lie. I picked Merry and Pippin. I decided.
Merry and Pippin going and hanging out with Treebeard?
Yeah, I think that's great. I think they have the most wholesome. Well, I guess until the end when they go into a battle, but like for the most part, it's pretty wholesome the entire time.
They have a great story because it is like Pippin has to like Pippin's just like, hey, we can stay out of this, we can go home, it's gonna be fine, and Mary's like no, bro, like we don't do this now, there's not gonna be a home. We gotta go. I say like that's probably my favorite, though I'm very partial to the Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas story. I love the beginning of this movie where they're just fucking sprinting for like 3 minutes straight.
So good. I mean, Gollum and Sam and Frodo, they're hanging out. They're doing things. Gollum's there. He's being a little dude, showing him the way. Not eating warm, heated up food, but to each their own. Thank you for watching this episode or listening. Oh, I do have a quote written down.
What do we got?
The quote that I'm closing this episode with: "The closer we are to danger, the further we are from harm." Thank you.